I don't need a talking to. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am alcoholic. Today, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I cannot be any more grateful. I had a lot of fun last night. Went inside of the treatment facility that's local to our area here, and we just had a conversation. We had some dialogue and discussions last night, and I want to thank Jordan and Matt for coming in and hanging out, sharing their experience, strength, and hope. If any one of my friends out there that have watched, if you've ever been in this exercise, we did the clock thing, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. And of course, you can damn well guarantee I got cussed. Jordan and Matt cussed me quite a bit last night, but that's okay, because if that's what it takes to keep them sober, let them cuss away. I am a-okay with it. So in yesterday's monologue, I talked about that connection in order for us to make the delivery. You know, we've been tasked with carrying the message to the still sick and suffering alcoholic, and it does us no good to carry the message if we never make the delivery. In order to deliver that message to somebody, well, we have to know where they're at. We have to know their address, their location, and we have to figure out how to make the approach to them and create that connection so we can deliver that message. And I want to button this up today, if you will, and talk about something that for me is something I see that helps us make that connection with people. And it fundamentally comes down to meetings. As you heard me say yesterday, and any time I've been on the morning monologues, I've always talked about the significance of meetings. I think one of the flaws that is often overlooked, as I said, is that we tend to talk to people rather than with people. And I think that's an inherent flaw in the way in which we conduct meetings, the meeting format. In other words, if I go to a more traditional meeting, I can only speak once. I have to speak really quick. I have a limited amount of time. I'm alcoholic. I can't think that fast, right? I can only speak for maybe 3, maybe 5 minutes, and then I'm done. I can't talk directly to somebody or directly with somebody. I have to kind of talk to the room, if you will. And I think we miss an opportunity to really create that connection whenever we're in situations like that. And of course, that's why we have crosstalk. Crosstalk is a back and forth dialogue. You can talk with somebody. You can ask them questions. They can give you responses. You can ask follow-up questions. But I think at the end of the day, what happens is we get this idea that, well, I'm going to a meeting and I'm supposed to get a connection out of that meeting. That worked for me. I'm going to be very clear. That worked for me. I did find a connection, create connections in traditional meetings. 100%. I still do. There's a few meetings. There's actually really only 2 meetings, Saturdays and Sundays, that I go to that I really feel like I can make that connection again for traditional meetings anyway. I think that it's important for us. You know, we got to get out of this idea that meetings are just in a VFW basement or in a church basement. Meetings can be anywhere. They don't have to be a particular format. You don't have to speak once for just 3 to 5 minutes and then never speak again until next week. It doesn't have to be like that at all. Matter of fact, Jordan, I use him, and I did ask him for permission to use his name. Jordan and I, God forbid, he and I, we did it once. We went to the Waffle House, we sat down, and man, I felt like it was just an awesome fucking conversation. He and I love this about Jordan, is Jordan and I can disagree, and we can still go about our day and know that we got each other's backs. We can have that conversation with each other rather than talking to each other. Instead of me telling Jordan, this is it, and da-da-da-da-da, I can have that conversation with Jordan. Jordan can say, Drew, I agree with this, but I don't agree with this, and so we can have that back and forth. To me, that's a way in which I was able to make that connection. And all my friends, Jordan, Bell, all them guys, I love the fact that I've got that connection, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, I know that if I call them up or they call me up, by God, I'm still going to be there and support them in whatever way I can, and I know they're going to do the same for me. That's what I'm talking about, connection. I have that relationship, if you will, that I've created with these guys, to where I can sit and have that conversation, that exchange of ideas, and that back and forth dialogue with them and knowing that they're not going to judge me. Sure, they may cuss me and they may make fun of me, and that's okay, because if that is what helps keep them sober, I'm all for it, because I know damn well it's what also helps keep me sober too, is having those guys cuss me. It's important when we go to meetings, make that connection, and again, I understand when in Rome, do as the Romans. If you go to a traditional meeting and they don't allow that, then don't do that. Absolutely. But don't be afraid to walk up to somebody after that traditional meeting and say, hey, let's go grab a bite to eat. I'd like to talk a little bit more. That's where it comes back, the responsibility comes back to us. If we're in a traditional meeting that doesn't do that, fine, respect that 100%. But it now becomes imperative on your responsibility, I should say, for you to go up to that person that you really want to communicate that with, that you want to try to make that connection with. Hey, let's go get a bite to eat. We'll sit and talk. That's where the responsibility comes back to us. So with that being said, I'm way over time. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I couldn't be any more appreciative. We'll be talking again soon. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take a first drink.